Good evening, everyone. This is going to be a public hearing for 2 United Drive. I'll start out by introducing the board. On my right is Jim Noyes. On my left is Howard Anderson and Jerry Stetson, and I'm Hugh Hurley, the chairman. I will start out by reading the public notice as it appeared in the Brockton Enterprise on August the 1st and August the 8th. Notice is hereby given pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 9, Section 4.6 Water Resource Protection District, and Section 7.2 Site Plan Approval submitted by Collins Engineering Group on behalf of the owner, Michael Durham, EJP Everett J. Prescott. The West Bridgewater Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, August the 16th, 2023, beginning at 7:30 in the McDonald Brown Conference Room at Town Hall. The intent of the plan is to construct a 13,125 square foot warehouse with office space for the property located at 2 United Drive, further identified as Assessors Map 42, Lot 11. A special permit is required for activity in the Water Resource Protection District. A site plan review is part of the special permit process. A copy of the proposal is available at the town clerk's office for review, signed by the planning board. With that out of the way, we don't have anybody in our audience today, so I don't have to worry about them signing in. But if you would identify yourself, Mr. Clement, and tell us what you're going to be doing.
Yep. Good evening. My name is Dave Clennert from Collins Civil Engineering Group. We're at 225 South Main Street in West Bridgewater. And we're back again with this project, 2 United Drive, formerly filed under Ockers. And then it was sold to P&P Realty. And they own a company called EJP Everett J. Prescott Inc. And they deal in water, wastewater, and stormwater solution company. So it's a drainage, stormwater management type. They deal with HDPE pipe, that sort of thing, PVC pipe. They have a place in Brockton, and I do have a picture that I gave the building inspector of what their outside facility looks like, which they'll be using this property in much the same way. It's just storing PVC and drainage pipe and drainage structures outside. It's all very clean. They keep a very clean site. So this is now labeled 2 United Drive, and I apologize. This plan has a revision date of 7/11/2023. That is due to the G3 review that the review engineer, his comments, but the plan remains the same. Just I marked everything in red that changed from the plan that I had submitted to the planning board, but the parking lot, the elevations, the building itself, nothing has changed, just a few drainage structures and a few more details.
So the final plan will have the revision date. That is what we will be.
Yeah, the final plan will have this revision date. And I didn't want to submit the revision date to the board yet because you may have comments or feedback for me to put on the plan. So I just wanted to make sure that we were all set on that. So this is kind of the location. This is it's Manley Street and United Drive. It's the property right on the corner. And this is just a lot of environmental coloring. We have the green as the wetland line that the conservation has accepted, and then the 50 and the 100-foot buffer zone. There is going to be some intrusion into a NEHP Natural Heritage area. We have a letter from Natural Heritage saying that no trees are coming down and it's not going to affect anything as far as environmental issues are concerned. So just a little bit of Natural Heritage intrusion here. But this is the site. This is the site that was formed back, I think in 2016, and we carved out this section along with all the easements to get to the back properties, and they're all shown on this existing conditions plan, along with the test pits that we had to establish water table through the conservation agent. So, on the original design, we had a big 30,000 square foot building coming in here, and that's been reduced to 13,000 square feet roughly. It's been majorly reduced. There's going to be 3,000 square feet of office and 10,000 roughly square feet of warehouse space. We've got the bays in the back like the original. What we did that the conservation was pretty pleased about is we pulled all the impervious, or almost all the impervious pavement outside the 50. So we're using the 50-foot buffer for grading purposes only, and that's actually a good thing because inside the 50-foot buffer is all gravel, and we're gonna just grade it and loam and seed it, so it's gonna improve the situation. But we're gonna have two entrances, an entrance here and an entrance here. The parking will be in the front of the building. The truck bays will be in the back. They have two two delivery trucks that will be parked on site. And they're just the basic, they're not 18-wheelers, they're just the basic like 10-wheeler or 6-wheeler delivery truck, which will be parked on site. We have two handicap spots. This is where we have our parking requirements. There's going to be 8 people at maximum in the warehouse space. So that required a certain amount. We came up with 29 spaces. We have 31, and that includes 2 handicap spaces.
Excuse me, all that they have is just pipes and stuff, right? Except
There's nothing that's going to be. There's nothing that the conservation considered hazardous.
yeah,
Yeah.
pipes,
Just
drain
pipes.
pipes, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And this did get conservation approval, and they did a thorough review by an outside engineer, who I had to. That's why the plan has changed a little bit. But we have a Cape Cod berm, and it's all paved, and it will all go through a treatment train. It'll go through our treatment system before it's discharged into the wetlands.
David,
Yep.
up here, with this driveway,
Yep.
I know we changed it around because of the catch basin. Is that still,
Yeah, there's a catch basin right there on the inside of the property line.
okay, so that's still,
That remained the same.
okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
that was one of this board's comments
Right.
on the last meeting. So I kept that the same. Just over here, we're gonna have a nice access road. It's not even gonna be a road, it's gonna be grassed. It's grass now with compact gravel, we're not gonna change it. It's gonna come down the side, inside the access easement that was created for the Form A, and it's gonna go to the back of the property. This allows a couple of things: access to the back of the property to landlocked pieces back here. It has access to maintain these drainage structures here. The whole site will be gated in, and I think they want to go with one of those the fences that are chain link, but they have the PVC through it.
Oh, so it's got,
yeah.
so it kind of blocks
Yeah,
off.
it blocks it. But there'll be a gate here and a gate here, and a road down to here. So all this, they want to mow this area, they want to maintain it, and that will be an access for all that. We'll put a gate, I propose a gate, I think I showed on another, I propose a gate somewhere in here. I showed on another plan, I'll show you. But there'll be a gate here, there's a gate here, and there's a gate here. So the front to the back of the property, the front of the building to the back of the property will all be fenced in. And this will be kind of we're gonna have a retaining wall that runs along the side. So this little section here is the cross section where we'll have the fence. We'll have the grass strip here, which drains into the parking lot. So any snow removal goes through the parking lot, and it goes through the catch basin, it goes through the treatment train. Then we'll have a grass strip here and a gravel driveway, which is pretty much in place now. We're not going to change it. and then we'll just have the 3-to-1 slope going down. So that's this driveway here, just a cross section.
That drainage, that runs into the, what is it, is it a river that runs there? or
Yeah,
what's
it's the
that?
Cohasset,
And that-
oh no, it's the Town River, yeah.
No, it's a Hockomock River or
Or-
Cohasset Brook.
Yeah.
Cohasset Brook, okay.
It goes
That-
by both names.
Yeah.
That runs across towards the wells, right?
Yes, it
No,
does.
no, the wells are up here. The river crosses in here,
Yeah, the wells are
the
way
well
over
is over here.
But it runs across, it runs like across here,
Yeah.
and then it comes down, and then it crosses back behind
The
here.
river is here,
Yeah.
and it comes out here, the wells are, actually,
Oh, so it
further
doesn't run that
further
way?
up the street.
The
Yeah.
well's south of there.
Okay, right in here.
Yeah.
And the river comes back around because that little place where they put the benches and stuff is right lying in here.
Yeah, that
And then the
comes.
river continues over here.
So does that river run out towards, to 106 by Life
Yeah,
Care?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this is just a blow up of the parking area, with the, you know, we're gonna have 10 by 20s, parking spaces. We're gonna have two handicap right in the front of the building where the entrances are. The entrance will be flush, so the sidewalk will be flush with the pavement at the handicap ramp, and then it will go up and it'll go right into the building. So I do some curb stops here, and it just basically shows the outline of the building so that the contractor can lay it out. I do show the gate here. There's a pretty steep slope coming down here, so I put the gate here so that cars could come down and park in a level area and then open the gate. That's the reason for it being down here. And then, of course, I showed the two gates here and the gates here for anything that should happen if these drainage structures need some maintenance right away. Yeah, and so I have a large area for snow removal. I have all this area here. I have a large area here. All this area around here, between 10 and 15 feet, there'll be a grass strip before you hit the fence. And that grass strip's gonna be sloped into the parking lot.
So you'll be doing outside storage in this area?
Outside storage in this area.
Okay. So that probably isn't going to be even plowed half the time unless they needed to get into something.
Yeah, they're gonna be plowing around. I don't know how they're gonna set it up, but
Yeah.
it seems like the place in Rockland, I looked at it, they have aisles, and they like driveways, and they plow in between them.
You consider putting, what do they call them, bullets in front of the two doors where your handicaps are? It seems lately that it's, the most common thing is running through buildings.
We could put.
And and a lot of times it's handicap-related things to do it, but like,
We do have these handicap, I know that's not much, but we have these handicap signs that are cemented in.
with a post
With a post
that stands.
that stands behind.
Yeah, okay, that would
behind
serve
these-
of the similar nature.
Yeah,
I'm just
and they're
slow.
gonna- they could
So
go
somebody
through it,
doesn't
but they're not gonna-
freelance through the building,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to hit it
They're
before.
gonna have to hit it and go through that.
Yeah,
sign.
okay.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every day now, you're hearing somebody's running into a house or
I
a
know.
building or.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have those, and, you know, I mean, we could put some cones there, but it'd be very tight.
I mean, it's not like the clientele is gonna be market basket.
Yeah, these would be, the people that are gonna stop by here are basically just licensed contractors.
Yeah,
They're, you know, so they're gonna be, it's not gonna be for meetings or,
a lot of the people probably have this stuff delivered to a site and the
Yes.
occasional,
yeah,
something they're missing,
yeah.
they'll go to the place, okay.
So this is just the drainage. It's much like the drainage that I had before, but it's rendered down because we got rid of quite a bit of impervious. And so we have the grading. This is all 3-to-1 slopes that go down. They're mobile slopes. We have the underground recharge areas. We have the catch basins, and this is just like the minor revision. I put everything in red that was revised from the plans that you guys have. So if you see a red mark on it, it was revised, and on this whole plan, just that piece right there was revised. So everything was the same except for a little revision to the drainage, which the review engineer caught, and I had to make those calculations. But yeah, this is pretty much catch basin here. These are double catch basins because of the large area that we're gonna be draining. We've got a double catch basin here. We have a double catch basin. Where is it? Here, 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 and then we have single catch basins up here for the entrance, because this will be sloped out, and we have single catch basins here to catch any water that's coming from this parking out to the street. And then this is the catch basin that we were talking about. It's inside our property. The yellow line is the property line. So we put that catch basin inside the property line. And once again, I like doing 20 scale drawings just so that I can show the contractor the pipe sizes, the slopes, the lengths. It makes it easy for them to do their calculations for their estimates. And this is just details for the underground recharge areas, details for the retaining wall that will be in front of that access drive. And I had to change a little bit here. You can see anywhere in red there was a change. The building inspector wanted me to put in some kind of fence enclosure for the dumpsters. The dumpsters, I didn't point out their location, but they are right here. We're going to hide it in the back here, and we'll fence that in with PVC fence. These are the minor changes I had to do to this one drainage area. So that was all shown on red and red. This is kind of like the landscape snow removal area. They're going to have a professional landscaper architect come in and do the landscape. But you can see that they have a nice 4.5 foot landscape area in front of the building, between the building and the sidewalk. And then they'll have this will mostly be snow removal area, but I'm sure that he'll put something there that is tolerant to any kind of snow piling. We have large landscape areas here and here. This also shows the company wants to do wall mount lighting, but they're afraid that it may not light up the back sufficient enough. So they got back to me and said, well, can we put exterior lighting? And I'm like, well, let's use the wall mount lighting, and if they do go exterior, we'd have to come back here and show you where the lights are going to be. But for now, they just want to go wall mount. So these would be dark sky compliant, wall mounted lights around the building.
So they'll just be in here.
Yeah,
along
like
here.
I got two here for the back of the property. Then I have one here. I have one here, and one here, and then I have two on the side.
How far is it from here to here?
That's a good distance. It's about these are
You just
40.
round
It's about
down.
80 feet.
How many?
80.
80 feet.
So if you put posts up with the same type of lights on the outside of your parking lot, that's what they'd like to do.
I think they're gonna see if this is sufficient,
Yeah.
and if they have to.
The only thing I'm thinking of is when you, in the initial construction, if you've gotta run your conduit,
They may run that as a dead conduit.
yeah, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
put it in before, then
Yeah.
then
Then you
they,
don't have to rip the pavement up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see any problem with,
There's nothing back there anyway.
yeah, it's not gonna bother
Yeah.
anybody, it's mainly so that they gotta do something
Yeah.
after 4 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
They can see and be safe.
That's pretty much it.
I
And,
mean, as long as it's the downward lighting like you got in the building, I don't see any problem with having, if they,
That's the thing, where I told them that they should come back in front of the board, because I think the board wants to see dark sky compliant lights, nothing pointed up.
Why don't you put in here and figure it for the deck, show it, and if they don't build it, it's fine, but at least show it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that way we can include it, because to come back again, it just.
They gotta go through all the.
Yeah.
Gets
Yeah.
complicated, just, because you don't have anything there, you don't have anything that's even gonna shine out on a Manley Street, because the town owns a piece of land there,
Yeah.
and everybody else in there, they're all pretty much, it's a dark sky.
Yeah.
And so do something with that, but put something in there and show where it is.
Yeah, can I don't have any details for what they want to do, if they do something, but I could show locations and just write a note that all lighting, well, light posts be dark sky compliant.
Show the kind of lights that you've been, because that's pretty much, there's one kind of light now that they.
Oh, yeah,
have.
yeah.
Show that as a typical.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah, I have,
have it ready, because if they're doing anything, in November or December, it's going to be dark out here, they may want to have.
Well, even plowing the parking lot.
Yeah.
You come in at night to
Yeah.
clear the parking lot for the next day, you wanna have some sort of light.
All right, yeah, I'll show that, I'll just show it as possible future lighting, something like that, yeah.
That'll save the hassle.
Yeah, you gotta label it something like that, because, Mike or somebody might see and go, hey, where are all these lights?
Yeah,
Hey, we're not doing them yet.
yeah.
Yeah, somehow so that it's known.
See, that's another reason why I created such a large grass strip, because all they gotta do is run the conduits out to the grass strip, and then they're okay, And I think that's what they should do anyways. So I'll show a conduit running from the building to the grass strips, and then they can put the lights where they need.
What is the closest to the back of that? No. What is the closest to property back?
Oh, back here?
Yeah.
It's all woods, isn't it?
It's probably, it's a ways. I think I have a.
What is it? It goes back towards 138, right?
Yeah, it goes, this actually, we actually did a Form A here, and it's like maybe 100 feet off the back of the parking. So this property here, the property line is down here somewhere.
And what is that property?
That is.
The water department?
No, that's the town, they granted it to the Conservation Commission.
Oh, so it's conservation, then
Yeah.
it becomes the water department.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's where it's from.
yeah. And that leads into the whole agreement that he had to work up to the wetlands, because he gave all that land to the conservation, and that was an agreement that the conservation made.
So there's nobody else out there,
Yeah.
there's no residences
No.
No, that's
out
what I'm
there.
saying, yeah.
And it's even far enough from Manley Street that it isn't going to have any effect.
Yeah, let me see if I have a plan that shows the property line.
I mean, you're a good 50, 60 feet off of Manley Street itself,
I
aren't you?
think the second street down
So,
there
yeah,
is.
here it is right here.
Because
So this
it
is the
is
property
Manley
line
Street.
back here, and we're a good, from the edge of the parking to the property line, it's probably over 100 feet.
Yeah, and Manley Street's almost the same
Yeah,
distance
and
from,
Manley Street is.
it's 50 or 100.
They will most likely put a sign out here.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but it'll follow the regulations for the zoning for the sign, but I don't have pictures of the sign yet.
The only residents you're gonna have there got 4 legs.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes two with the birds.
Yeah.
And what's out there, the beaver that's damming everything up.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a beaver out there?
Yeah, it's dammed up the water pretty good. They don't know where it is. I think it's further downstream, like way downstream.
No, all you have to do is go to the pond.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing's turned into a pond. But, yeah, so they have a problem with that. So that's pretty much it. The hours of operation is going to be between 7 and 5. The most.
Okay, is that you're proposing that for opera? or is
Well,
it-
I called the client today and I asked him the hours of operation, and that's what he said, so.
But for out there,
It's industrial, it could go 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I guess this is just for your knowledge that that's the way that they
That's
normally
your
work.
intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's, we're gonna have they are gonna have, these are all gonna be bays that they drive into. So we had to do a trap into a holding tank for the floor drain.
They drive into the building?
Yeah, they're gonna have, these are all gonna be bays to drive in.
Oh,
So they're not gonna be that
Not
big
loading docks.
18-wheeler loading
Yeah,
docks.
okay.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff they get that comes 18-wheelers, they're gonna unload in the yard, so.
Yeah, I don't even think they get 18-wheelers back there. Maybe they do, and they will have forklifts working the yard. I know that. So,
Are you going to have any fueling facilities here for the trucks?
no fueling facilities on the site.
Is there any liquids? Do they have any drain flushing fluids? Do
No,
they have any?
No
do they-
hazardous liquids on site. There's no drain flushing.
Do they have any? I'm just trying to think. So everything is dry goods.
The building inspector did require that I put a note that they have a spill protection kit on site.
And-
So-
and a shed
Yeah,
to be in the shed.
covered, yes, yeah.
Is that shown on?
I put it in a note on the plan, so I don't know where they're gonna put it, but I know that it has to be inside the warehouse at some point, someplace.
I thought he wanted it in the yard.
No, he just wanted it on the site, really.
I saw it somewhere. He had for. Is it in?
If we did put it in the yard, we'd have to construct a shed for it to keep it covered.
That's what he wanted.
I don't remember reading.
Or am I thinking of the other one, Tracy?
You might be thinking of the other one. I'm
Okay.
looking at his
The
notes
other one
here.
was gonna have a building like down in this corner here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Because we got three things going on here, and I'm confused. Okay.
I hope this is the last one going on for
No,
this site.
this is the best looking one we've seen so far.
So they will have a spill prevention kit
Okay,
somewhere
yeah.
on site, and everybody will know. It's right in the notes. Everybody needs to know where it is and how to use it.
Okay, now. And as far as site plan review, I think you've covered everything there. We have two things here. We have the water resource and the site plan review. So I think you've very well covered the site plan review and the water resource. The main thing there, you're not doing anything of our concern.
Yeah.
You've
There's
got a
no
very
fixing
clean.
anything there. It's just a, yeah.
What kind of heat are they going to have?
I'm not sure what kind of heat. They really haven't got the architecturals.
Is gas available out there?
The gas is available. Yep.
Okay, so there'll be
Yep.
gas, I'm sure, for a building like that.
They're gonna have a hydrant. It's gonna be like the old. They're gonna bring a water main across the street and put a hydrant in front of their building. So it's gonna be just like the old building. The hydrant went right here, right in here, and then they're gonna stub their water services off that hydrant line.
Do they have sprinklers? Is this, how big is the building?
It's not required to have sprinklers. It's actually, it's 10,000, so it does require to have sprinklers, so there will be a suppression
Yeah. good,
system in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7,500 square feet, I think, is the state law.
yeah, okay.
And let me see, I just want to make sure that I show that, 'cause I showed it on the old one.
Well, the old one was.
Okay, yeah, so I have a detail of this area here, and we do bring, I show this on a detail in the back, where we bring this 8-inch main across to a pipe, and then we have two services, a domestic and a water suppression service off of that.
Anybody else have any
Nope.
concerns? Okay, I gotta start. We gotta make some determinations.
Did you have a good vacation?
Yeah, I had a short, well, it was 2 weeks, so I never went away for 2 weeks ever in my life. So, yeah, it was nice.
I mean, your boss was all flustered when he came before us.
I told,
He says you had scared him that he couldn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, no, I set him up so that he would have some success, I hope. He had to go in front of the conservation with this, and he was nervous about that.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just for one moment, I just wanted to go back to the spill kit conversation. I am looking at Mike's notes, and he didn't say specifically that he thought it should be located outside, but he did suggest that there be a mitigation plan approved by the planning board.
Okay, I'm reading on your page 3.
Yep.
And,
I would think if
One.
it's gonna be inside the building, it would need an exterior door.
okay, the
So
big-
you didn't have to go in through the building, it would need to get to this stuff. It could have 2 doors, one from the inside, one from the outside, but if something panics out in the yard, you don't wanna have to go all the way.
Oh,
That-
absolutely.
That's why I saw somewhere a shed, but for this particular one, the building inspector's comments, I would suggest having a mitigation plan approved by the planning board before I can issue a building permit. I would ask for what type of equipment, speedy dry, environmental containment rooms, etc., will be on site and will be ready and accessible for all staff at the facility.
So this is what I gave to the building inspector for spill mitigation. I think I've got one copy of it here. This is just really state guidelines on how you should set it up and what you should have in your spill kit, and some phone numbers to use to in Massachusetts to report.
Because he put it in more as also as a condition, and it should be approved by us before, so we can approve this and make that a condition that it, the plan be, in fact, I would almost be inclined for the fire chief to be involved, because a lot of that
Oh, yeah.
spills can be a fire thing, so. But he said first, so, I'll probably have one of the conditions to be that and come in before. But I guess it was the
You
other
can
one.
keep that.
Are they required to have what's in the water protection district, those test holes? Along-
Monitoring,
Monitoring wells only if there's been a spill reported, then they put a monitoring well in. And that spill report, it has a limit to how much before it triggers them.
I didn't know if you had to have something like in the outskirts that could be tested periodically to.
Title V sometimes does, so we did one over at the place in Middleborough for the campers. We have to monitor the well, KOA.
Yeah.
So under large septic systems or a spill report of a certain amount in a certain type, then they sometimes require you to put in those monitoring wells.
Because I know further up the street from you, they want to develop 2 pieces of property across from 35 United, and where the big parking lot is there.
Yeah.
And there, I was driving through there yesterday, and there are pipes in the ground through that parking lot.
And sometimes we do that to determine the water table if it's not visibly determined during an open end. A lot of that's paved, so they probably dug the smallest hole they could. They'll monitor the water table that way as well.
It's just off the pavement, but I just happened to notice that
Yeah,
there's, in that parking lot area, there's at least 2 of them I saw.
yeah. They're probably monitoring the water table.
Probably.
It's right there,
Yeah. Yeah, water table in that area is.
right
It's
there.
high. Yeah. Yeah. We brought in this area back here, and we'll probably have 5 feet of fill just to get us above the water table. And then here, it evens out, so as you get closer to the road. You know, if the If the fire department has a spill protection policy, I can scan it and put it on these plans.
Okay.
That's easy enough to do.
Yeah,
I know that they have something.
Yeah. I can actually make a phone call to them and discuss it with them.
I know by statute, if they come on site and have to use something, you're required to replenish the amount that they used,
Yeah.
if they come in. But now, but that, I've been out of this for 15 years, but it was mainly because nobody ever did have
Yeah.
stuff on site, that if all of a sudden somebody, it's a hot summer day and the fuel tank starts to expand a little bit because it's full and you get a dribble on the street, they'd call the fire department to come up with the speedy dry. Now that with this new, you're supposed to have it on site, then you can at least catch it quicker.
Okay. Let's get to and make some findings for proposed for special permit findings, which is section 7.5.3.1. We have to find that these items in the specific site is appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. And we have down here proposed uses of warehouse and office that consists of the use in the industrial district and has provided access. And B, the use is developed and operated will not adversely affect the neighborhood. The property is located in an industrial district surrounded by wooded areas and similar uses. Proposed use as an office and warehouse facility. C, there will be no nuisance or hazard to vehicles or pedestrians of volume greater than the capacity of the streets affected. There are no elements of so the answer would be that there are no elements of the project that will be a nuisance or hazard to pedestrians or that will create volumes greater than the capacity of streets affected. Are there any sidewalks in that area?
Across
There
the
are no
street.
sidewalks on this side of the road. It's not, in fact, there's asphalt berm on that side as well.
But the other side is?
The other side is.
Okay. So the adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. Proposed warehouse and office is adequate and appropriate for the proper operation, which will include office space and parking for employees, warehouse space for the proposed water, wastewater, and stormwater solutions company. And we have reports from the engineering firm that the Conservation Commission hired to review this and all found to be affirmative. E, access to the site over streets is appropriate. Again, the location is in a United Drives in an industrial district. And then the application satisfies the, let's vote on this. I'll entertain a motion to find that these findings are in effect.
So moved,
Second.
as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'll count the board by Mr. Noyes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Stetson, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson? How do you
Yes.
vote? And Hurley, that votes aye. So unanimous of the four present.
Okay.
Moving along. And the applicant satisfy the following criteria for use in the Water Resource Protection District under sections 7.2.3.2. 7532. A, the use is appropriate for the hydrology, natural topography, soils, and other characteristics of the site to be developed. B, the use will not, during construction, there are after have any adverse environmental impact on any zones of the Water Resource District. C, the use will not adversely affect an existing or designated future public well. And we will, I'll entertain a motion to find these findings.
So moved as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Noyes, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Stetson, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley votes also to make it unanimous of the four present.
Sure you're gonna last through this whole thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna vote. Okay, so now we have to, consider any conditions. There's some just normal ones. Proof of recording, the applicant shall file a certified copy of this decision and the operation and maintenance plan in the registry of deeds, and provide evidence of such recording with the applicant. David, we'll email you, and we'll email you all these things rather than having you.
Oh, I don't mind staying.
No, I gotta read them in, but I'll get you a copy of all this.
Okay, so I don't,
I
I was writing it down, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. As-built plan requirements upon completion of an as-built must be submitted to the building commission prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. Continuous compliance with all applicable provisions of the zoning bylaws. And the hours, you say normal hours of operation, but for here, I don't see a reason to even worry about it, but that's customarily what they ultimately are planning, but if they get it, I'll have to get in there some night to,
Yeah.
a special thing, something, no problem.
So do you want to put those hours in, or?
No, I don't
you're not
think,
gonna put- okay.
I don't think we need it.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in when we got things that are in the residential or adjacent to residential zones.
Yeah, and there's no residents around.
Yeah, and like, okay, so for conditions, one of which will be the plans will be revised to show the proposed lighting.
Yep.
There's some other revisions in it, too.
Possibly put a spill kit prevention notes on there from the fire department.
Yes. And that's pretty much it.
And Mr. Chairman, did you want to include the requirement that a mitigation plan be provided to the planning board for approval?
Yes, yeah. Okay, yeah. Actually, it's in here, the operation and maintenance plan has to be, part of it is to be recorded.
Okay, so the spill prevention note.
It's
thinking-
different from the operation and maintenance.
So the spill
okay,
prevention,
yeah,
you're
all
thinking
right,
it's the
yeah,
requirement
yeah.
related to
So we
the
want- so
spill
yes,
mitigation.
yeah.
Okay,
And
got it.
that's something we have to do for conservation as well, is take the operation and maintenance plan after construction and put it into the registry. So the Conservation Commission actually pushes us down that line.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Could be a lot of paper going on.
I know.
Okay. Okay, so I think now we are ready that we can approve the special permit, and then we also have to approve the site plan approval. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the special water resource special permit plan with the conditions as
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Noyes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Stetson?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
And Hurley votes aye. So the unanimous of the four present, this being a special permit, the four votes have to be, we have to have the four votes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the site plan approval.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
The vote is unanimous of the four. For that vote, we only needed a simple majority, which would have been 3 out of the 5. So the four, unanimous of the four is adequate. Okay.
So when I revise these plans accordingly, how many, I know that the building inspector likes 20. That's 300 sheets for me.
Does
That's
he-
like 3 days.
Check with him.
He wants 20.
He does right.
He wants 20.
Yeah, was that to give them to us too?
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer to give you guys the plan and conservation the plan, but if I have to do 20 more at 15 sheets a set, that's 300 sheets, that's 3-4 days worth of work. I don't think he understands that.
I mean, I can see initially having 20 for the original plans to be distributed to everybody that needs to have it.
I know that when I actually talked to Tim Hayes, he says if there's any revisions that this board would like to see on there, which there will be, just give him 2 sets. So Tim is fine with the conservation for 2 sets. I don't know what this board would require. If I don't have to go through the building inspector, that would be great, because 20 sets is a lot.
You do, because now it goes to him.
Now it goes to him.
Go talk to him on that. What we're looking for would be a couple sets of the big ones and basically it.
Well, he could give them to us, right?
Oh, yeah.
The building inspector.
Yeah, he
Well,
will distribute them
yeah.
once I give them to him.
Yeah, but there'd be 4 less that you'd have to print for him because you're already giving them to us.
I think I give them all to him and he distributes them to you. That's the way he wants it. All right.
And I can speak with him and let him know that the planning board just needs the 2 full-size copies.
Because
And
these should-
electronically as well would be great.
Yeah, if we could cut that number down by any means, that would be great for me.
In
I
fact-
just can't see them sitting in somebody in, I mean, I know a lot of plans that are distributed never even get looked at by people. So
That's unfortunately the number is in the zoning bylaw. And that's
It is.
That's what it goes by. That's where it is, so.
But I always thought that was for the original,
It is, well.
but
yeah.
not for the final set of
Yeah,
plans,
but
right?
these are what will be the official, where the others are just typical. I don't know, that's,
Do you mind talking and seeing if we can reduce that number?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to reduce it in terms of what conservation needs and what the planning board's saying they
Okay,
need.
yeah.
Otherwise, he won't know what people need.
Yeah,
he'll
so
probably-
if he can just reduce it by that, because I think he wants 6 or 7 copies going to the planning board itself. And,
Yeah, so I'll let him know about planning
Okay,
board
all right.
and conservation.
but what I would like to do is have you email us a PDF of it.
Before I put out the prints?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
That way, and that way, because we got to start formulating the approval. Want to make sure we got,
Yeah.
the right, the last date of the revisions and everything else on it, because it's going to be shown. You just give us that and go, but just emailed me the PDF.
Yeah,
And
I'll get that.
then we'll get that started, and then we'll worry about the other
Okay.
as it comes down.
All right.
Okay, with that said, I'll close the public hearing, and I will close the hearing. Good night, Ben.